Good morning. We're going to start a little early. Hey, Neo, or Nilo. What's up, Rafter? Well, Nilo, if you want to talk about normal men who were in the media a long time ago, that's fine. I wonder if we have the same definition of a long time ago. Hey, Faith, watched a video of yours yesterday, Faith. Really liked it. If you guys haven't seen it, go check out Faith Gamer's channel. You'll see it in my community post. Mile High Ronan, hey buddy, this is the man I was wanting to talk to. I'm on my way out to Colorado. I'm going to be in Colorado Springs tomorrow night, and I'll be in Denver on Monday night. Mount the Gape Ape is coming down, and we're going to meet up at the Sap Brothers, uh, where I think it's 270 and I-70 meet right in there. I've got a couple of deliveries, one in Aurora and one in Denver itself. So Mouth of Gape Ape and I'll be there tomorrow night, not tomorrow night, but Monday night, and tomorrow night I'm going to be in Colorado Springs. So hope to see you if you can make it. Well, if I can make it too. You're already getting the day off because of weather, and I'm going to try and drive a truck through that. Yay! Welcome back, Nilo.
Okay, so about that to check my settings. See if everything's working.
Oh, you're on now.
Okay, Normal Man on Media a long time ago.
Yeah.
The one that comes to my mind is Boy Meets World. Boy Meets World.
Boy
When
Meets World.
yeah, one that episode, Alan Matthews, Corey and Topanga got married. He didn't give him a place to stay, and they fought over it. And towards the end, Corey thanks him because that brought Corey and Topanga together closer through that trial
Yeah.
of manhood. That was normal to me right there in that, that scene when I saw it. That was, they don't do that anymore. They don't show that in today. Today's that they don't do that, right? They don't show the nuclear family, the dad teaching the son the most important lesson of his life, that when you're married, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle, and that could bring you together as a couple. But women don't
Yeah.
want that. They don't want that now. They want, like, well, you have to have money. You have to have 3 houses, right? Um, the newest model of car. No, I mean that you get that together. The house, you get that together when you save up together. Doing renting houses and stuff like that, and then after you are able to buy a home, then you do that. That's what Alan Matthews was teaching his son. Is basically, it gets hard, but then you go through it with someone, brings you closer together, and you're better for it as a person, as an individual growth. That was normal watching that for me as a kid. And I wish I had that. I literally wish I had that. What was normal meant to you when you were 14, when you were 7 in media? What was normal? Tell me,
Oh
Brandon.
man. When I was 14, that'd been 1982. No, 81. 1981.
81. Was that like after Little House on the Prairie? Because that was normal too.
Little House on the Prairie was a chick show.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, the dad was pretty, pretty man of the house type of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be
But
considered patriotic, and all that sort of stuff. Like, no, that's misogyny, man. There's no woman in charge. No, it was the dad, right? It was the dad, if I remember. The dad, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it
that
was
was
better than Little Women.
yeah, poor bastard. Imagine homesteading in that time and not having any sons to help you. Oh,
No, I think when you hit, like, I guess your age and you don't have any kids helping you out, then you start to feel the health issues, right? Because you're basically doing all the work while they're at home.
You've been doing all the work your whole life.
And then it catches up to you when you're 60 or like almost 70.
Yeah.
Beb, what was
Well,
normal? Tell me. What was
yeah.
normal to you?
And oh, I'm trying to think. I really have never been a big TV fan. Let's see. They had really some corny families back then. We had the Waltons, another chick
Oh, the
show,
Waltons. I remember that.
another chick show. Phew, we had Father Knows Best.
Father Knows Best.
Yeah.
What was the dad like in that show?
Well, he was kind of, he'd always fix everything.
Well, that's normal. That's normal, right? That's normal right there.
Yeah, but it was a big family. The girls were trying to be feminists, but they always fucked up somehow.
Well, there you go. Why don't they show that now, right? If they show that, then feminists will be like, "We're not like that. We're smart. We can do things." No, that's basically how you are, and that's how it was back then on media.
Right, but and even though they, wanted to go to school and they had jobs, their main goal in life back then was to get married.
Isn't it
So,
weird? That was feminism right there, and then it went to not being married, and then it went to like, oh, well, I want to be single, independent. But on media, it wasn't
oh,
like that
we
back
we
then.
had some of that too. We had a show
But a
called
little
Val.
bit, right? A little bit. But the nuclear
Yeah,
family was still pretty strong back then,
yeah,
right?
it was very strong back then. We had Alice, the show Alice, and there was this one show with Valerie Bertinelli and Mackenzie Phillips. It was two. There was two girls and their mom living alone.
Oh well, there you go. That was perpetuating the single mother household, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
And Mackenzie Phillips turned into a complete fucking train wreck, and Valerie Bertinelli married Eddie Van Halen. So,
Oh, we already know what happened to Eddie Van Halen and the other guy that he actually had as a guitarist, right? They ended up going into a feud with each other. I think Van Halen split for a while, right after that, and then they came back.
well, Van Halen, it was the feud was between Eddie and the lead singer.
No, because I remember
Uh,
he had a guitarist. That guitarist that new one.
then they got another guy
Uh,
called. First, they had David Lee Roth as the lead singer.
David Roth.
Then they brought in Sammy Hagar, who had a solo career and was a guitar player
Yeah, because it was
as
pretty good.
well.
He was pretty good from what I hear.
But he was never as good of a singer as David Lee Roth, in my opinion.
And this is like during, I guess, the rise of at least single mothers in media, right?
Yeah.
And then they had what's that one guy that was a whole black family, and then
Yeah, we had the Cosby Show.
Cosby Show, and then the other one with that one short guy that had like an attitude, kind of like
Oh, that was like Different
yeah.
Strokes or something like that.
Yeah, the guy
But
with the mustache. He's short, but he's with the mustache, the black guy, and he would always get angry. He was like, "You kids are like this." He would like basically basically be the black strong father figure that they don't have that in the community anymore. They don't show that anymore on media.
oh,
But that guy,
we're thinking about a different show.
no,
I,
it was
I,
around. It was around the
uh,
'80s.
yeah, but I'm Different Strokes was like Gary
Yeah,
Coleman.
different strokes. I remember that with
Yeah,
Gary
he was the
Coleman, right?
little midget black kid, and
Yeah, Gary Coleman.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to remember that actor, but yeah, he was
the
basically
one with
the
the
archetype.
angry black guy. God,
Yeah, he was the archetype of a strong, masculine dad that would actually keep his kids accountable if they did something wrong.
oh, man, I'm trying to think. I really didn't watch a lot of TV, and I don't even watch TV at all now.
What about Leave It
Uh,
to Beaver?
Leave It to Beaver was before my time, but
Yeah, but it was still around, right?
oh yeah, that was in reruns.
But that was at least,
And
I guess, strong. But the dad was goofy. The kid did everything.
yeah, the dad wasn't that goofy.
Yeah, but he left the kid get in a lot of problems.
Well, they had to have that for the show.
I mean, if you did that in real life, could you get away with it?
Uh, I don't really remember the dad being that goofy in Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah,
Um,
but the brother would always pick on Beaver every time, and I know the mom was kind of like the Stepford type that would always try to make her husband happy,
oh yeah,
and basically almost let it slide Beaver's shenanigans that he would do, right?
a little bit. Beaver was pretty much a good kid. Um,
Yeah, but he would get in trouble for doing good things.
he'd get in a little trouble, but it was so tame and so
That was wholesome. That was a wholesome show
yeah.
right there.
Then there was My Three Sons,
Oh yeah, no, that was that was a good show. I used to see the reruns of it.
and the Brady Bunch.
Oh, Brady Bunch, yeah,
Yeah.
that was actually the ultimate epitome of a nuclear family, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they did TV shows of it, and then they did movies of it at the same time, and then I think they had wardrobes of it, and they used to go on singing tours,
Well,
kind of
that
like
was the Partridge Family.
was it?
Yeah, and that was a single mom.
Oh well, there you go. That was I guess that was the opposite of the coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't hit really big, right?
Yeah, they were pretty big. They were out about the same time as the Monkeys. Remember
The
the Monkeys?
monkeys. Yeah, I
Which
remember the
was,
monkeys.
that was American television's answer to the Beatles was the Monkeys.
I remember the monkeys were actually about to be roommates with that one group, that one guy with the Nazi forehead on his. That they were actually gonna, I guess, rent a place with them. But lucky for them, they didn't get involved after the murder of that one Tate, that Tate woman. That well, her name is Tate. I can't remember her first name. But they were supposed to meet up with them, and then it didn't happen. After they found out that they got arrested, from here they're actually lucky that they didn't get involved. Because otherwise, they would have been connected to it too, right? Like accomplices or something like that.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy time. The whole
I know, but
uh,
you wouldn't have that crazy television like we do now. Back then, it was just really tame, as you say. It's like, but how is it that people got crazy like that, even in that time, that era, even though there was wholesome television?
well, they had
I mean, now it's
Charles Manson and all of his.
yeah, Charles Manson, yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy that did. Sharon Tate was the lady's name.
Yeah, Sharon Tate and then the monkeys were gonna hang out with Charles Manson for a bit, and they never did.
I don't remember that.
But yeah, man, I mean, I wish we had TV shows like that back then, but we don't. Now it's just basically Mary Sue's, single moms, or three sisters trying to get drunk and hit on a hot guy or trying to compete over the hot guy, which I
Yeah,
guess is a parody of now of what us men are walking away from.
yeah,
Because you could tell, right? I mean, if they had wholesome television now, feminists would complain about it, right? They would want it to be canceled.
yeah. They wouldn't approve of a woman wanting to be a homemaker.
Or the dad being Mr. Fix It,
Yeah,
or the kid, the good children doing everything good, even though they get in trouble sometimes, but yet they still do good things.
yeah. But just like now, most of the shows back then were garbage. It's like,
Really? Come on, man. At least it was tolerable garbage.
some of it was, other parts of it were just, you know.
I mean, it was
I
tolerable
had,
garbage.
we had my mother made us watch with her because she wanted somebody to watch TV with. We had to watch Little House on the Prairie and the Waltons, and it was just torture.
Well, I mean, it's not like you could have gone to the arcade by yourself, right? Because every time you have to have your parents with you when you're like, I guess, 11 or 10, like, hit the arcade or something. But you have to have your parents supervise you because they wouldn't let you in. So it was either stay at home, watch garbage TV, or bring your parents to the arcade and then have them embarrass you in front of your friends. and then you talk about
Well,
it when you go to school.
I grew up on a farm, so you know,
You're like, man, I'd rather do chores than look at this crap
well, I'd rather go out in the woods and run around and look at stuff,
and see if the
or
Blair
build
Witch
on my
Project is
tree.
out there.
Yeah, or build on my tree house.
I never did that when I was a kid. Basically, for me, it was exploring, going out
Yeah,
in the streets, going out in the streets by myself when my mom worked. You know,
going
and
out
it toughened me
exploring
up a
was
bit. It toughened
great.
me up a bit. It literally toughened me up a bit because I saw a lot of craziness. You know, my mom was like, "Don't go around certain hotels because there's certain type of women doing backdoor deals, or if you see a car and a woman being talking to that car, just go the other way around." And I listened. I listened to my mom. I
Yeah,
listened to my mom.
like when if I wanted to go into town to go watch a movie or go to the arcade, because video games came out when I was maybe 10 or 12. We didn't have them when I was a little kid. There was no such thing as a PlayStation or any type of home gaming. It was all you had. You literally had to go into town. Um,
What about Chuck E.
we
Cheese? Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese was after I was grown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese came out in the middle of the '80s. By the middle of the '80s, I was getting ready. I graduated high school in '85.
Oh, well, you're still old enough to go to Chuck E. Cheese. At least have your own,
Uh,
last Chuck E. Cheese party.
Chuck E. Cheese was for little kids.
Well, I mean, if you had any friends that had nephews or nieces, they would invite you to the party, right?
Yeah, but we
And
didn't.
you were like,
We didn't have a Chuck E. Cheese in the town that was close to where I grew up. So, not part of my experience.
oh, trust me, it was a lot better than being stuck at home.
Yeah,
Free pizza and hot wings, and then soda, and then arcade.
we had an arcade right next to the movie theater, and to make money, we would go out and shoot rats. There was about a mile and
Shoot
a
rats.
yeah, about a mile and a half from my house. There was a dog food factory that used the parts that were left over from. We also had a slaughterhouse, and they did meat packing of chicken and beef.
Oh
Right?
man, sounds really American during those times.
Yeah, and this dog food factory would take all of the parts that they didn't sell to people, boil them up, and mix them with grain, and make dog food. Right? But of course, because the grain was not fit for human consumption and the chicken was not fit for human consumption, the sanitation around that place was pretty questionable and lots of rats, right?
Mm.
So they would pay you 3 cents a tail. And we used to go out there with buy 100 shells. As a little kid now, mind you.
Yeah, you were able to do
I,
that, right? Your parents
right.
trusted you.
I had a single shot 22 rifle, and that's how I got my money for going to the movies and stuff like that, was by shooting rats.
And what'd your parents say? What'd your parents say? I'm proud of you, son. You did a good job. You killed them rats.
Yeah. So
Imagine asking that to your parents, say, Mom and Dad, can I go kill some rats? Are you any crazy ass my son?
it was $10 for a box of 100 shells.
Oh man. With
No,
that
no,
money,
no, no.
you could buy a
No, it
G.I.
was
Joe.
no, there was 1,000 shells you got for $10 because you got 10 boxes.
Oh,
There's
you could get G.I. Joes with that kind of money back then, man.
Now GI Joes were, I never had a GI Joe. So I never
But I
played
mean,
with
if you
that.
did that as a kid, you would treasure it, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I always thought that they were just dolls, and I never played with
Oh,
dolls.
you should have. There weren't dolls, dude. There were action figures, man.
Whatever you want to call it.
The freaking what's called the original GI Joe, the dude that was a doll. From what I looked it up, I was like, I think I'd rather play with this little doll, the action figure, than the freaking big ones. Like, I might as well just pretend I'm a action dude or something like that. But yeah, I get you, man. Killing rats. Wow, I wish I did that.
And
You
so it
know
was
what
a
you do?
yeah. It was a penny a shell,
Yeah.
and then you got 3 cents, so you made 2 cents profit for every rat you killed. But if you missed, you know, you wouldn't get paid. So,
It would be like getting what is called low grading in your report card, right? That's how it felt like when you didn't kill a rat.
yeah.
No, I didn't have that, dude. I wish I did, because that way it would have not made me be afraid of rats.
Well, my brothers and I figured out you could cheat,
You
and
could cheat
yeah,
a
and
dead rat. You could cheat with the dead rat.
well, what you did is they just wanted the rats dead. They didn't give a fuck how you killed them. If you take a 5 gallon bucket, right,
Yeah.
and they all had everything was metal back then. There wasn't even plastic.
Everything was metal. Seriously, there was no plastic.
Not really. There was plastic, but you didn't get a plastic 5 gallon bucket or anything like that.
And we're not talking about there's plastic in the food source, right? Like it is today, as Chronic says, right?
No, God,
Yeah,
there
okay.
wasn't anything like that.
I was born in the wrong area, man, at the wrong time. What the heck?
And if you took a wooden dowel and
Hmm.
you cut, you had to trim the lid of your bucket down so that it would not engage the outer walls. You took a wooden dowel and you used baling wire to hook that wooden dowel across the middle of that lid. You could put some peanut butter out in the center of it. The rats would try to get in there. Then you put about 6 inches of water at the bottom of the bucket, and just sit a couple of those out around the chicken where they dropped where the fucking chicken sludge came out,
Oh.
and and the fucking rats would get on there and they'd fall into the bucket, into the water. They couldn't climb out because metal walls. They drowned.
And let me ask you, were able to catch as many, right?
Yeah, then you catch more and you don't have to use your gun.
What'd you
unless
do
they
with
were
the rest of the
unless
money?
oh, you had the bullets, man. You could fucking shoot other things.
Oh man, for you it was like you were like at least Flash Gordon, right? Killing some aliens.
Well, I had an uncle who was he was the county exterminator.
Oh man, you're lucky then.
His job was to go around and kill vermin.
And find new ways to kill vermin, right?
Yeah, and he told us about that, how to make that trap. It's not like we invented anything.
But I bet you creating it was like freaking cool for you, right?
Yeah, we had to fucking work with our hands, and you know.
Do something, yeah. Not like it is today, which kids like, I don't want everything done. I don't want to do it any of it, right? No, todavía no. But yeah, I get you, man. That was fun for you, man. Sounds like a really good childhood. Me and I didn't get that. I wish I learned how to do traps.
They never ran out of rats, so we always had cash.
Did you at least have some money left over?
Well, sometimes you'd save up. That's another thing kids don't learn how to do when they're young these days, is save up for something they want.
No, they don't teach that whole save up $1 and it could go a long way sort of type of wisdom right there.
Yeah. It's 25 cents for a comic book. Back then, uh, you could eat. My whole family could eat at McDonald's for $10.
Yeah, man. I mean, this was like 80s inflation, right? Or 70s. When it was like really, really less noticeable. But yeah, you could even allow $10 back then.
Well, I remember going to visit my grandma, and she paid me 10 cents to mow her yard.
Oh, wow, man. 10 cents. Wow.
Yeah. But it was grandma, and that was actually cheap. But grandma also fed you, and you didn't, you never went away unhappy from grandma's house. She could cook.
Not like grandmas of today, right? Where they don't cook.
I don't know.
They ordered from DoorDash.
Grandmas of today are probably my age.
Except all grandmas out there trying to get laid. You ever seen that video of that old grandma says, I can still get it. I still got it. Like, what? She's still on a dating app? Imagine your mom, Brandon, hearing about your grandma being on a dating app. What would you think of it? Like, why? And then your friends at school like, your grandma's on a dating site, Brandon.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, your grandma back then, she sounded really cool, man. Really, really cool. My grandma was like that too. You know, like always buy me a favorite cookies I want. Made us food. You know, we would stay at my grandma's, when she was at the old folks' home. Like a day or two, we, keep her company. We play some poker. She told me how to play poker, by the way. Blackjack too. Yeah, she told me how to play poker and blackjack. And I was so good at it. Like really, really good at it.
My grandma's
And I wasn't when I went in had the Joker.
Yeah, my grandma's game was cribbage.
Oh man, were you good at it?
Me?
Yeah.
I thought I was okay. Grandma kicks. She and my Aunt Lois. Oh my God, those ladies.
I miss those days. I wish I could go back to my grandma and play poker with her. I miss those days. And then my friends over, and then we would have play with money, man. Like literally, money. I was down put 20 in, and I was down $10. I came home with just $10. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh. Anything else you do? What about when you're turn a teenager? When you turn 15? Tell me what was the jobs you used to take.
When I was a teenager, before I got a real job, I worked at the farm. I also, for extra money, I'd do hay baling in the summer, and then my friends and I we'd drive into town in the wintertime and go shovel snow, rake yards, leaves, that kind of crap.
How much would you make in a day?
Oh, like after a snow,
Hmm.
we'd maybe $10-15 a day,
Wow.
something like that.
And within a week, you at least have like enough to at least pay your own utilities, right?
Well, gasoline was 60 cents a gallon when I was in high school.
Oh man, that means you could go anywhere you want with that gas, right?
And you were able, if you worked a summer job, you were able to buy a car.
Man, I'm picturing you in my head, young, and then with that Beach Boys song in the background, doing that
Beach
montage. You know,
Boys.
you.
I'm I'm not that old, man. Beach Boys would be,
No, but I'm
some
like I'm
fun.
hearing in my background like that would be the music for you guys. You know, going out there and having fun, and then like having fun with the woman like at summertime, and then going back to work, the odd jobs before you get a real job. And then that would be like that. That would be the fun day. And then after all that's done, then you look at the big pile of cash you saved up, right? Yeah,
Yeah. Well, it's like you saved up all summer, and
yeah.
you got a car at the end of it all. First car I
Oh
bought,
man,
I bought a 1964 Ford Ranchero.
that must have been the happiest day for you. Right? I finally got my car.
Yeah, I got it out of the junkyard, and my dad gave me a full set of Stanley tools from Sears. I had all the wrenches, screwdrivers, socket set. And that's all I needed to fix that car.
At the end of the day, she was yours, man. At the end of the day, she was yours.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you got a lot of people want to hang out with you. Right? A lot of chicks that time too, right?
I had some girlfriends, but you didn't, it wasn't like today either, People weren't just out smashing all the time. There was some girls who did that, but most of them wouldn't.
And those were the ones that you would actually marry, dude. The ones that would make you work for it and wouldn't give it to nobody else.
Well, they worried about their reputation back then.
Yeah. And then guys back then, guys like you would work hard to at least get that car, man. Even if it was a junkyard. It was worth it.
Yeah,
Oh man.
That Ford Straight Six was a great motor. I had so much room inside the hood of my Ranchero, I could sit on the wheel wells and work on the motor.
Does he like going to the woods? Did you ever do camping with that car?
Camping?
Yeah, with that car.
With that, no, I don't think I did. I did a lot of freaking donuts in it.
Oh, a lot of derby racing.
No, we didn't derby race it, but
Man, it reminds me of that one movie by George Lucas, American Graffiti. You watch that movie? Teenagers being teenagers.
Actually, I'm pretty close to where I went to high school. We're gonna pass it in a few minutes.
Oh wow.
So you get to see the size of the town I grew up around. And the road was much, much shittier back then. This is nice now.
Man, a lot of community service, huh?
Well, the road was pretty narrow, and it was concrete back then. So just, when you drive it, you'd hear cha-chunk, cha-chunk, cha-chunk. So to get that bounce going, yeah.
Oh yeah, I get what you mean, man. Because I've been in trucks where you actually go on concrete roads, and you can feel the bump on your seat every time. This is if you're going through turbulence in space. Now, what would you do in the summer as a teenager with all that money you saved up? What would you do?
Well, we used to do this thing called dragging the gut, which was where you'd go out and drive up and down the street with your friends on Friday and Saturday night. And most of it involved just standing around, looking at people driving by, and drinking 3.2 beer. You got some background noise, man.
Oh yeah, is that my echoing?
No, there's some lady in the background talking.
Oh, that's my mother. Yeah, she's like reciting Bible verses. Yeah, you can hear her, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I wasn't really paying attention to what she said. Because I've been married, so I have the natural ability now to tune out what a woman is saying.
Oh yeah, I get you, man. I get you.
But good on your mom for reciting the Bible.
Oh yeah, we do it before we go to sleep, man. Even in the morning, we do Bible verses. And then you're saying you're doing the dragon's gut, right? That's what you were
Yeah,
saying?
well, we call it dragging the gut.
Dragging the
Gragging.
gut. Dragging the gut?
Yeah, I don't know why, but that's what we called it. And we didn't even have we didn't have any chain restaurants or anything like that in our town. So we had a hamburger joint called the 1106 Drive-In on one end of Main Street.
Well, the burger's good?
Oh God, yeah, they were great. Yeah, it was an old 50 style drive-in, and the other end of town, you turned around at the feedlot. All right, we're coming up on town now. Basically, this is, even though there's still fields and stuff, this is the beginning of town.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. This is the beginning of town. This is like right here. Oh wow.
Yeah, this is. There's not much to it.
You said it was like not clean, right? Now it's basically clean.
Oh yeah, it was pretty clean. Not there were places that were dirty, but
Oh, now I hear it. Yeah, that little bumpy noise. Wow.
there was the railroad track. Throw the truck around a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And here is Main Street goes north and south, and this is the south end of it, right?
Hmm. Wow.
Right.
You can see the stores around. There weren't that many, right? You said it was like a few, but it was more like a slaughterhouse, right?
Yeah. And
Wow.
this is the only street in town, up north of here, that has street lights still to this day.
Wow,
and
man.
right,
That's
and
pretty old.
off to the right, that's the high school and the grade
Did you have
school
any, like, at least some douchey teachers?
and
'Cause
the
everyone's
middle
gonna have those
school.
douchey teachers.
No, it's all three schools. They're all of the schools are right there together.
Oh,
It's
wow.
right
Oh, jeez.
still, and now we're out of town.
That was it. That was
That was
quick.
it. I grew up fucking country. I had a graduating class of 11. But only 7 of us graduated.
7. Wow, yeah, it's pretty good compared to nowadays educational system.
Well,
It's like hard.
yeah. Well, there were 11 people, but
Mm.
only 7 of us graduated. They didn't, if you didn't fucking guys went out and got jobs. Girls got pregnant. They dropped out of school. So
And this is when mostly men were teaching, right? Barely any women.
no. There was a mixture.
A mixture. So it was like basically even, right?
Pretty even, but the administrators were all guys.
All
There
guys,
weren't-
not like it is today, which is mostly women and barely any
Yeah.
dudes.
And the women that were teaching back then, they were older. We didn't have a lot of these ones who just come and teach when they're young and then go off and do something else because they get sick and tired of the children. These ladies were lifetime teachers.
Oh, these are like lifers, right? Lifers.
Yeah. And
Like you
for
would
the
see them become big, right? Like later on, like assistant principal or something like that.
No, none of them ever became assistant principals.
Uh,
They would teach until they retired. Hell, we had one of our teachers, my high school English teacher, died at school.
oh my gosh!
She just got old and died at school. She was
Like right there in front of the class.
she was walking down the hall one day, had a heart attack, and died.
Wow.
But she was freaking 70.
You think someone would have told her to retire now? Wow.
Yeah, she was a good teacher.
I guess she really loved what she loved doing, right? And then she
Yeah.
died doing what she loved.
It's a carry out retirement plan. Work until you die, and then they carry you out.
My gosh, dude.
I heard
And
that.
then, wow. And did they tell stories about her? Her ghost haunts the place where she roams. Because they tell me
No,
that when I go to certain schools,
no, we
you
didn't
know?
have any
Oh
stories
my
like
gosh,
that.
like, oh, that's pretty scary. My mom always tells me like, watch out where you step with a person that, because then you might never know if the spirit's gonna come and follow you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, I don't want to step there. I'm going around.
The high school football coach and the drama teacher ruled the school. And the coach was a decent guy, but the drama teacher, man, she was a cunt.
Wow, you could picture her having power, right? No, it was, for me, it wasn't like that. I mean, I did have my good teachers, then I had my bad teachers.
Most of my bad teachers would be good teachers today, but like we had several alcoholics. You know, they never fucked up at school or anything like that. But I look back on it and I can tell, yeah, Mr. Cobb was fucking loaded.
Oh man, like the only I think strict teacher that I know was I'm trying to remember. He was when I was in cooking class, and one of my fellow students came and he smelled like he was smoking, like literally, like he was, and he slept there the whole entire cooking class. And then the teacher reported one of the security guards and escorted him to the office. And then
Yeah,
everyone's home like you could tell he was pretty high. And that seems like wow, okay, never do that, don't come high.
yeah, we didn't have any security guards.
Oh
Um,
no, no.
when you were a senior, you could go out to lunch. But when you were coming back in, the vice principal would be greeting you as you came back. And if you smelled like beer or anything, they wouldn't let you back in school.
Oh well, there you go. You see, at least they were strict. I mean, the guards they will let you in.
Yeah.
Let you in. They'll let it slide the first time, but second time, nah. Call your parents. Wow, yeah, you got it harsher, man. You got the principal come over there and read you your Miranda rights.
Well, nobody really fucked around because when you were a little kid, if you got out of line, they'd put you back in line.
Oh, that whole nose in the corner, right?
There was some of that. That was like what a girl teacher did. A male teacher freaking give you a spanking.
When is it when you got the dunce cap? Because I'm pretty sure those are still around back then when you were young too. The dunce cap.
No, no, we didn't have dunce caps or anything.
Wow, that was
But
pretty much embarrassing right there. The dunce cap.
what they do is they'd call you out. They'd say, "Hey, Brandon, you need to stay after the bell. I need to talk to you." Then you knew you were in deep shit.
Oh man. Now for me, it was like I didn't do. I guess my like almost my junior year, last semester of homework, and when the teacher didn't see that I didn't do it because I don't know, I was like I had so much I couldn't keep up. What she did is put me on. I think of the room call when you go suspended. Go suspended. Like basically, they put you in a room with other people, and they want to your parents come and pick you up. So I couldn't finish the end of the day in that school because I needed to do my homework, and he told me if I didn't do my homework, they're gonna kick me out. And I'm like, wow, okay, now I have to be serious because the first time was a warning where you put you in the room, and then you go like basically even lunch. You couldn't get out. You had to if you brought lunch with you, you eat it in the room and then go back to doing your work. So that seems like
Yeah.
I don't want to miss lunch. There's gonna be a day where I didn't bring any food, and then I'm like, well, how am I gonna eat? I'm gonna explain to my friends that I didn't eat because I, basically got in trouble. That was his punishment right there for me, and that was a wake up call. But yeah, man, you got it really, really more serious than me. Oh, oh, you remember that? I don't know if any of your kids went through it because I remember going through it. They had to like, I don't know. I think this was like probably like middle school or preschool when you had to do the stars. You remember the stars? Those stars every time you did a homework, and then if you didn't do a certain homework within a week, they would put you like little cards, like little colored cards. Like orange would mean that you're close to failing the class, and then green would mean that you would do pretty good in class. Red would mean that they would have to call your parents and let your parents know that you're failing in your assignments. I remember that. I remember that in school. And I was pretty much on yellow and then trying to make myself go to green. I remember that. You ever done that? Or you have any kids
No,
ever done
we
that?
didn't. We didn't have anything like that.
Oh no, I had that, man. I had that. I did not want to be on red, literally on red, because then they would have to like have a teacher meeting with me, you know. And it
Yeah,
was
if you
literally,
fucked up, your teacher would write a note because you have to take your homework home every day, and your parents had to sign it.
oh no, I didn't have that. I didn't have that. No, basically, I had to
Yeah.
whole call my parents like, oh, he's failing in certain assignments. Most of the kids are advancing, and he's the one staying in the same freaking level. That was like embarrassing right there. And then if I didn't do that, they would put me like in a special like class when it's if you're having like for me it was reading problems. Like I would have to read a problem in my head and then do it, like do the math. And then if I had to spell out a word, I have to read it in my head and then pronounce the word and spell it at the same time. That was a problem that I had, and they put me in a special class to learn how to do that. And I had that for like I think sixth or seventh grade because I had trouble with that, with my letters and with my math. I still do, but man, it helped me out a lot. What about you? Did you have any programs in your time when you were going to school, or there was no programs
Uh,
like that?
they had a special ed class, but
Not specialized, so like programs to help you out at least like with your normal assignments. Like if you were like,
no.
like for example, let's say you were having ADD, right? ADD, and you were taking medication for it. Uh, they would
Nobody
help you
had that.
cope with that. Nobody had that, or at least then.
You sat still or you got your ass beat.
Really? Wow.
You did your homework or you got your ass beat.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
Oh wow.
you didn't back talk the teachers or you got your ass beat. It was pretty much a standard punishment.
Or what happens if you talked in school too much and not pay attention to teacher? You get your ass beat too.
Get your ass beat. Yeah. And not
Man.
only did you get a beat at school, you got a beat at home.
So they're really tough, right? There was like no mercy, and it's like let's work with your problem, Brandon. Let's see what you're failing and what you're exceeding on, and then we'll work around that. No, like you do this, you do that, Brandon. If you fail,
We
you're gonna
we
get your butt
we would
beat.
have we would have fucking laughed at you. You talk about fucking what are your problems? Oh, you got your fucking job to do. Your job is to do your fucking homework. You do your homework or you get your ass beat. You
Oh
didn't get a
man.
fucking option. Nobody cared what your feelings were. Get your fucking
Nah.
job done.
What about the ones that were exceptionally gifted, right? Were they moved ahead of the class?
Yeah, they got extra work.
So there was no what's called when you like smarter, they would put you like, let's say you're in middle school, right? They would bump you up to
You
almost,
could
I think,
you if you thought you would
prodigy.
if you thought you could fucking do the work, you could challenge the class,
Uh,
right?
they hated that. The teachers hated that when you were smarter than them. They hated that.
No, 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 no. They fucking loved it.
Oh, really? Nowadays they don't like that. They don't like the students being smarter than them. They don't encourage that anymore.
Like I was good in math, and I was good at in like wood shop and mechanics and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, then for you it'd be a card shop, right? The card shop, yeah, that would be great
Yeah,
for you.
we had a shop. We had a full fucking shop in the school. Do all kinds of stuff in there. There wood shop, metal shop, uh, mechanic shop, machine shop, drafting.
I bet you were like
Oh,
one of the top, right? The top in those classes.
oh fuck yeah! I challenge because I've been helping my dad, my
Hmm.
grandpa. You know, um, and they were required courses. You had to do fucking you to graduate high school. You had to know how to change your own oil and fucking change a tire and adjust a carburetor. Just simple shit, right?
They don't teach that anymore.
Right? No, they don't.
They
And
don't.
the girls had to know how to fucking cook. The girls had to know how to fucking sew,
Did
and
they
they
have
had
did
to.
they have that little thing where they took the little egg with them and then they had to like take care of the egg?
No,
And
they
as
would
if no.
actually they would no they would actually have real fucking babies.
Oh
People
my
would
god.
Yeah, people would fucking loan them the babies, and the fucking they would learn how to fucking change diapers and feed them and shit like that. Yeah,
Yeah, because it went from real kids to the egg, and then from the egg to having dolls. Wow. Why
and
did we go from real kids to that? I mean, real kids are really. Well, you learn from that. Jeez.
when you graduated high school, you were prepared for life. They taught you how to balance a checkbook. They taught you how to do your taxes.
Now you're prepared
Yeah,
for the propaganda. Now you're prepared for Antifa.
yeah.
Oh man. Why didn't I go to your school when I was around at that time? Why didn't they have that for me,
Oh,
huh?
because it was oppressive.
Oh man, the things I could have learned.
Yeah.
You know how much this is worth nowadays? A lot. A lot, man. You go through, like you said, you want to prepare, you know how to take care of yourself, and that's it. You're prepared. Nowadays you're not prepared. More like you're conditioned, right? They're conditioned.
But we had math every day.
So
Every day we had math. And when you took algebra, uh, you did every question in the book. I would see my kids come home and they'd have a list of questions they'd have to do. Whereas when I got my math class, we're on section 7.1 today. You did every question in 7.1. There was no, you didn't have to worry about freaking the right question or the wrong question. You did them all.
wow.
but but they had math every fucking day. You did for an hour a day. You did math in school, and if you didn't get your shit done in class, you took it home and you finished it at home. It was actually homework.
Yeah, we had that a lot.
You know, we
And
had
then we actually had assignments to take notes. Take
yeah,
notes. I mean, I did the group thing, with the other students where they grouped you up for a day or two, and then they would quiz you on what you learned together. And if one of you
We
was like
didn't have
messing
that.
up, oh, you trust me, man. It's teamwork. If one of you failed, at least that would make the grade that we got down, like would downvote it. Oh man. What about chemistry? Did you have chemistry? Did you
We
mess up
had
with the
we had
chemistry?
chemistry, and that's one of the things we had. 'Cause you had a lab partner. There's two people to a desk. Uh,
I mean, you're used to dead animals, right? So,
well, that was in biology. We
well, I mean,
dissected
yeah, dissecting
dissected a
animals.
frog and a baby pig, and yeah, but yeah, it was used to dead animals. We could have butchered our own cattle, so yeah, sure. And every once a year, we'd butcher one of the pigs.
Man, yeah. Man, you would make a great teacher there. You would probably be more stricter than most teachers.
I couldn't handle the kids.
Why with their feelings? You're hurting me, Mr. Brandon. It's just a dead pig, okay? Just dissect it. I don't want to.
Hell, we killed our own frog. That was called pithing.
Oh, really? They didn't bring it
P-I-T-H.
to you already dead?
No, no. And what you would do with the frog is you'd go and use a scalpel right behind its head and basically cut its spine without cutting any of the blood vessels. So it would still be alive when you cut it open, and you could see all of its shit working.
And then what, the teachers quiz you on the certain parts?
And then once you got it taken far enough apart, it died on you. But fucking poor frog was fucking conscious the whole time.
Oh my god.
There was no such thing as PETA or anything like that. Oh, you're torturing that poor animal. Yeah,
When did
kind
when
of.
did PETA showed up?
They were, that kind of crap started showing up in the early to mid 80s. But nobody fucking paid attention to them back then. They laughed at them.
Yeah, I wish I wasn't in school around your time, man. That would have helped me out a lot. Prepared me a lot. Not like it is now, right? We gotta find this out slowly. Oh man.
No, you had one or two things you could do. You could either be on the regular or you could be on the college coursework.
What about night school? Did you at least have night school?
Night school was for university. You didn't do night school for high school.
Yeah, but nowadays night school is if you want to graduate from high school and then try to take some university classes. That way you can be up to speed when you choose a university.
They had entrance exams. If you failed the entrance exam, you didn't get to go to university. This whole remedial learning in fucking university is new. You didn't have that.
No.
Either graduated high school or you got your GED.
At least back then, a diploma was worth something, right?
Yeah, there were some jobs you couldn't get unless you had a high school diploma.
And no basket weaving courses at that time. Oh man. Yeah, Brandon, you had it fun, man. Garbage media, at least it was tolerable. And then you had shop class.
Yeah,
Oh man.
shop was great. I challenged my shop class though for the car, because like I told you before, it was just basic fucking shit. They to challenge that course is like, yeah, change a tire, fix a flat, change the oil. Okay, good job. What do you want to do instead? You're going to take another class. You're not just going to sit around. So, but they had us do cool shit too. Like one year, I redid this old shotgun. I had a side-by-side break open Stevens 12 gauge that I redid. I reconditioned. Had to carve a new stock and re-blew the barrel and put a new spring in it because it was a hammer. It had two triggers, and they both it had the hammers that were on the outside of the gun that would hit the firing pin, and that mechanism was sort of fucked up. So I redid that.
Oh, you had to test it out, right?
Yeah, of course. And that was a school project. Imagine
Oh man,
rebuilding a gun in school today. You couldn't do it.
no, parents would be
They would fucking
outraged.
they'd have a heart attack. Ah, guns in school, guns in school. No, back then they taught you how to fucking fix your gun in school. You know.
We want you to be prepared, but also defend yourself at the same time.
No, there was no fucking defending yourself with a fucking gun. Everybody in every truck in that fucking parking lot at school, there was a rifle in the fucking back window. Every one of them.
Well, at least you're ready for something, right?
Yeah, ready to go hunting after school.
Or if anything like Red Dawn would happen at your time, like, oh man, now we're ready. With the Serbians popping in parachuting.
Well, I had my deer rifle, and I still use the same type of gun, although I don't have my old M1. I had an M1 Garand, World War II surplus fucking rifle. That was my deer rifle.
Oh man, did you sleep beside it?
And it had the stripper clips. No, there was no magazine.
This is
No,
manual reloading?
Well, it was a bolt action rifle, but it carried 6 rounds in it.
But also got to watch the kickback, right?
It had some kick to it, yeah. The 308. It was a 308.
Yeah, you can't slouch when you aim that, man. You got to stand your ground.
But it was the rifle that the American servicemen carried in World War II.
Oh man, yeah, those guns were really, really something. Powerful though, really powerful.
That was a
You didn't
great
hold
deer
on steady
rifle.
to it. I bet, man. How many did you hunt with that? How many deers did you hunt with that?
Well, you could get 2 bucks and a doe every year. That's how much you got with your fucking hunting license.
Wow. Not like it is now, right? Where it's completely almost nothing with your hunting license.
Now you buy, these days they change the laws, and now you buy your deer tag by the deer. And you can get as many as you want, but it costs you for each one.
So they charge you for each one. Wow.
Yeah, but you have to buy it ahead of time. So you're not just going out and shooting, then coming in and say, hey, I need, you know, 4 tags because I shot 4 deer today. They have a set number of deer that they want killed, and that's all determined ahead of time. They sell tickets or deer license until all the number that they want fucking killed off is taken care of. That's how the fishing game controls the deer population.
You did shop, and then you also did farm. Did you also do cattle herding?
Yeah, we had cattle.
Oh, nice.
We had chickens and we had pigs.
I'm telling you,
And,
man, you
and
really
for a
learned
while,
a lot.
for a while, we had sheep. Sheep were too much of a pain in the ass. My dad was like, "Fuck that, never again."
Man, I'm telling you, dude. We don't know this stuff now these days. Now it's so PG, man. So PG. I wouldn't be surprised if later on we get to dissecting frogs, but our virtual frogs.
Yeah.
I almost took shop class, but I was pulled out. I don't know why. I really, really want to learn a car. But I guess it just, I wasn't, I guess they told me that I had so many classes that I could take, but I just had too many stuffed up on at least a season, so they had to trim me down. And I find out why, because they're cutting classes to have shorter periods. And I was so disappointed when I was out of that shop class. And I was like, I've never ever worked on a car ever. Now I'm gonna finally get to work on one. And I was disappointed when they told me like you have to go, you can't.
Yeah.
But you
But my
did,
shop
man. You
teacher was
did,
pretty
man.
cool.
You really?
My shop teacher was pretty cool. Yeah. He bought when I was a sophomore. He bought a old Corvair, and we stripped that thing down, took all the panels off, redid all the body panels on it, redid the engine on it, redid the transmission. We stripped it down to basically the frame. Took it all apart, sandblasted it, painted it, rebuilt the engine, rebuilt the transmission, rebuilt the differentials, repacked all the bearings, redid the brakes, put it back together. And that's what we did my sophomore year. That was shop class.
I bet you were happy when you were done with that, right? Like, oh man.
Well, the guy's name was Larry, right? He had been burned pretty bad when he was a kid. But nice fucking guy and really good fucking teacher, great mechanic. Yeah, but we always used to call him Scary Larry.
Scary Larry. I bet
Little
that was
assholes.
fun during Halloween, right? Halloween.
No. Nobody ever would fucking disrespect him to his face. No. He was Mr. Then I'd say his last name, but I'm not gonna.
Well, who came up with
called him
Scary Larry?
Well, I don't know. That's just what everybody called him, when we were talking about shop class.
Man, what was he sound like? Did he sound like one of those gruff guys?
No,
Or?
he sounded like a normal guy. Nothing was wrong with his voice.
What about the what's called the coach? Because the coach always sounds like they have like a gruff voice. Variety hard to fit in. Get touchdowns.
When I was a junior, we took state. It was pretty good. But we had one family in town, and they had you know 9 boys and 1 girl. The
Nine boys
the
and one
baby,
girl.
the baby was the girl. The mother
Hmm.
decided that she was going to have kids until she got a daughter, and so there was 4 of them on the football team, senior, junior, sophomore, and freshman. But they're all big fuckers.
Like freaking Michael Jordan big? Or we're talking Shaq big.
Uh,
Like they could put you through a freaking locker room big.
they were 6 foot plus, 200 and something pounds in high school.
Oh man, so they could basically bend you to a pretzel, right? If they wanted to.
Yeah, but I'm not small.
Of course not, man. You're a big dude, but going against like almost, I think, 7 feet dudes must be going with the freaking giants, dude.
But anyways, um, we ran the old Newt Rockney offense where you had the 3 blocking backs and the running back behind you. So, and I was a blocking fullback on offense and a defensive end on defense. Played both sides and special teams
And
because
you were
it
good,
was
right?
a small school,
Wow.
you know.
And then those two big dudes were what made it really look good because I mean they could probably be like almost tackle. I mean, you said nine, right? Most of them probably would have been athletes at that time, right?
Oh, everybody was on. You didn't. If you were a male, you were on the team. You know,
Is this forcibly or voluntarily?
you were voluntold.
Even if you weren't ever participating in sports, you would no, you got to get in there, son.
Well, it was a small school. We needed to fill out the team,
Oh wow.
and there was no fucking there was no not being in there.
Oh man, wow. I guess it's the whole you gotta do your part. You gotta do your part.
Yeah.
No, me no, never. I couldn't. You know.
Sam is telling me that it's time to go pee, so I'm gonna stop it for a minute.
Yeah.
Let the
And I
dog
gotta get
out.
off too because my battery's almost dying out here. So.
Yeah. StreamYards will
Yeah.
fucking eat it up.
Yeah. Well, Brandon, thanks for having me on, man. And wow, you really had a great childhood, man.
Different day and age.
I wish I was in. Well,
All right, Nilo.
take care out there, brother.
Have a good night.
You
Good
too.
morning, SCE. Who else is here? Riggs is kissing cousin, pooping while standing. What's up, brothers? I'll read the rest of the list when I stop the truck. All right, Sam, I hear you. I hear you. Be right back, brothers. Morning, Douglas. Hey, Char.
Sandy, what have you done? Look at all that. You trashed. Look at all that. You trashed the truck. You little fucker. All of those napkins shredded. You gotta clean it. Up. Up. Look at that mess. Look at that mess. You made a big mess in the truck. What is this? What is all this? Sandy, this is our home. You can't be doing that in the house. Not inside the truck. You're not a little baby getting new teeth or anything like that. There's no excuse. You're just chewing on stuff because you feel like it. We're working. We're not supposed to be cleaning while we're driving.
All right. Everything all picked up. Let's see here. What do you need, Sam? You've been out to pee. I already fed you breakfast. We're not on break anymore. We're not doing our reset. We got to get down the road. Oh, this pussyfooting around there, puppy. Time to roll. And Riggs is kissing cousin if you're still here. I like Faith Gamer's channel. And he's an outstanding, uprighteous dude. And need to apologize to him for being a dickhead. You should watch his content. Might help you.
Hey, Moki.
A fucking roundabout. I hate roundabouts. Fuck you, Fredonia, and your goddamn roundabout. Put in a stop sign like normal people, or a stop light. Or better yet, put in an overpass so you don't fuck up the flow of my traffic. Arr, 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 arr. Roundabouts are for fags and Europeans. Taking their sweet ass time getting to the office today. I haven't seen any message coming up acknowledging that they haven't turned on my job yet. And I'm pretty much running on fumes. So the next time we get to a filling station, I'm going to shut down and take my break. Wait for them to turn on the fucking account so I can, you know. This is not cool. I'm not going to be stranded out in the middle of nowhere. I'm certainly not going to spend my own damn money. I remember there's a little piece of shit store up here. 5-10 miles. One degree outside. 40-mile-an-hour wind. Ain't no way I'm walking in this shit. See the sun starting to come up behind me. That's good. Yeah, see the fuel sign up ahead. Hey, Tom. How you doing? James, welcome. What's up, Char? Moki, RO. I think everybody else will talk to you. All right, gentlemen, I'll be back in just a second. I have to make a phone call. See if I can get somebody at work to turn on this fucking card.